Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Kilobyte Shorts Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. I have been having an inordinate difficulty when it comes to the current mod set that I've been trying to use for our current mission. So bad, in fact, is the problem that I basically spent a very long time altering the mod to suit my needs. And I think I've overcome every obstacle. But I'm not sure. Now, normally I'd have you guys sit here while I build a ship and, I show it off, but I spent so much time redesigning the ship that we already have one. So let's go ahead and load it up here really quick, which is the KSA Proteus. Do not ask me why I named it the KSA Proteus, but I did. I always forget that load times are so horrible. There we go. Okay, so here's the KSA Proteus all ready for launch. It's all set up for launch. As you can see, it's a 6-cylinder asparagus orange tank, which is not something I usually do. And as we progress upwards, we find ourselves having a very large keythane drill. And then we continue upwards, and we find the admin module, the home docking mechanism, or not docking mechanism, but the home module, well, it's a module system, really. And some few parts and pieces here and there, as well as some engines and a B9 cockpit. So as you could probably tell, the whole thing is supposed to face this way, not this way, but this is how we set it up here on the ship. Now I will say right off the bat, just for you guys, this thing currently has a glitch in it because of how I hacked the mods together. It apparently generates oxygen for absolutely no reason. I don't know why. It has oxygen generation on it, but for whatever reason it generates oxygen for no reason. I will have to figure out why that is and turn it off, but for now we're not going to worry about that. And I only say that because it has taken me so long just to get it to this point that getting it to Minmus and landing it is going to be the big problem. But our problem unit is right here. This is what's generating the oxygen. I believe that's what I put to generate the O2. Yes, this is a keythane converter, altered to be basically a hyper accelerometer or accelerator. Basically separates the gas into its component parts, kind of thing. I figured it glows. Why not something scientific like that? It uses a crap ton of electricity too. Just so you guys are like, oh, KB, you could have no. It uses a crap ton of electricity to do that. Believe me. But yeah, for whatever reason, it just converts oxygen for no reason. Considering there's no keythane in the tank, how it's converting the oxygen, I have no idea. But like I said, I'll have to figure that out and turn it off. But for now, not a big deal. We have more than enough oxygen at base level to get to Minmus without a problem. We have a keythane-powered generator here, which is wonderful. We have a few solar panels, not a lot, but the keythane-powered solar panels for everything else. We have a KSA connector, or excuse me, a KSA connector, wait. Anyway, the connector. For whatever reason, I know it starts with a KAS. There it is. Kerbal Attachment System connector there. Parachutes aren't needed. We have a couple of engines. Mostly, these are not going to be landing engines. These are mostly impact engines. They're there to keep the ship from hitting the ground too hard. Some tanks, which I've converted. We have some keythane tanks, some oxygen tanks, and fuel tanks. So basically, I took what was, I guess you could call it a very, well, I don't want to say poorly nor horribly designed mod. Oh, come on, game. Wow. Well, I've been loading and reloading stuff for like the last little while, so but anyway, for one part of what this does in itself, like these two pieces do, just for one piece of that would take this. So as you can see, it's not really a mod problem. The mods are stock, but the parts are not. I took better parts is basically what I did. So as you can see, all I did is kind of make it easier to build the ship rather than changing anything spectacular. You guys will have to tell me whether or not you think that's cheap or not. I tried my very best to keep the mods balanced based on their size and what I would consider them scientifically to do, in Kerbal Space. We have some lights on it. We have some other stuff on it. Hopefully it will land properly on these legs, I'm hoping. I was trying to make a rover so it could be moved, but the design, even with the new modded systems, the new modded parts, is not good enough for a rover design. Unfortunately, there's no way to turn it into a rover, so I wasn't able to do that. So this will have to land very close to our ship, or at least within 50 meters of our landing platform. If it doesn't, we may just have to move our landing platform. But this is going to be our ship, and since this is going to be our ship and we're going to take it up into space, we do have to have a crew. Now, as you can see, we have Dookie Holiday and Bob in here rather than Jebediah, and the reason for that, believe it or not, is because Jebediah and Bill Kerman are inside of our launch platform. I did not know that. It doesn't have oxygen on it, so they're never going to die, thankfully, but I did not know that it actually used Kerbin to power it, to run it. I just thought it had its own mechanical brain. It doesn't. It has Bill and Jeb in it, which is really, well, I don't know, it's kind of annoying because now they're up there in space just sitting there on Minmus, and I have to go get them. So another reason for us to send this whole thing there. but anyway, yeah, for whatever reason it doesn't show them. There's no internals, even though it says there's an internal. I don't know how it works, but they're up there in space. So we have Bob, unfortunately, as our last remaining main Kerman. We do have lots of different people here, of course. Now I have forgotten who I've used. It's been so long since we've grabbed people like you guys, and that's kind of upsetting. So we are going to grab just a few random people. We're going to grab Bread Boy. We are going to grab Major Tom K, because of course, can you hear me, Major Tom? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that was really bad. I'm sorry. And apparently we have Anby, Danmore, Sidkis, Geoffrey, and Adzion Kerman. These 4 or 5 Kerman here are to be replaced with people who have previously requested to be added to the system but have not yet been added. Before we do that, I want to check something out. I need to know how much oxygen this thing has, if it has any at all. 600 out of 600, that's the air intake unit. That's not the right one. This one, 600 out of 600? 400 out of 400, I reduce the oxygen. 400 is good enough. 400 will get you guys there without too much of a problem. So it looks like we're going to take some additional crew with us. Oh, who to take, who to take, once again, just kind of going down the list here. Let's see, we will grab Eric. Eric seems like a good engineering type name. We will go and we will grab Graham Xavier. High Fly Zero, Idaho. Rubik Frogman, you're like a math genius, I can tell. Let's see, Sunjit Vrinsky, Cobra, awesome. Alright, Colby, Slidey, Ligsby, Lord Daxon. See, I remember some of your guys' names from comments, but I don't remember who I took on flights, and that's kind of upsetting for me. Totally my fault on that. Let's see. Let's take Orion, and last but not least, we'll go back up to the top of the list really quick and grab... we'll grab Dookie Holiday. There we go. Now, you guys get to have a privilege as well, because if we're building spaceships on Minmus, we are going to have to send them somewhere, and to do that we need pilots. So not only will you guys be working within the smelting complex, as it's called, you will also be flying spaceships. So try not to lose any of your fingers. with that on the grid, we're going to go ahead and take this big sucker outside. Now I guess the bonus with this is if it crashes and has to come back down, it does have parachutes on it. It doesn't have a heat shield, so if it's out in space and it crashes and comes back down, it's going to be fire and death. But if it has to crash down here on Kerbin, at least you guys will be semi-safe. So I will see you guys out there on the launch pad. Oh, I did want to give you guys a heads up. I don't think this thing, as is, will make it all the way to Minmus with the fuel lines we have. I'm pretty sure we can make it into orbit, but not to Minmus. So I have put a docking clamp, as you can see right there, a docking clamp on it, so that if we have to, we will, of course, dock with the ship and then push it out to Minmus. I know docking to push a ship out to Minmus sounds insane, but this thing is heavy, and I made it as light as possible. On its own, it's 25 tons, and that's like twice as heavy as I make most everything. So yeah, I will see you guys out there on the launch pad. We'll go ahead and get this thing up into the big black, and then we will do our best to get it from there out to Minmus and land it very close to our launch pad so we can start doing what we were supposed to be doing so long ago. Alright, so I'll see you guys there. Alright everyone, here we are out on the launch pad. There's really not much to say other than that, so let's go ahead and throttle up and get this sucker moving. And I guess, who's our pilot, honestly? I don't know who our pilot is. Is it, Bread Boy? Bread Boy, you are our pilot, sir, so you better keep us safe there, buddy. So here we go. And of course, I would turn on the torque emitter on this thing, but because it is so large, I'm pretty much afraid that it'll tear itself apart. I have to be very, very cautious. My latest 6-cylinder asparagus units have been a little bit finicky, honestly. They've been kind of falling apart on me a little bit, and it makes me a little bit cautious. So as you can see, our first stage is of course fine and ready and good to go, and I'm hoping that the remaining stages will do the same. So because I'm hoping this video may actually extend a little bit further than normal, I'm going to go ahead and skip all the boring bits, and I will see you guys in orbit unless something horrendous occurs. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, we are officially in orbit. I know there's not a lot of lights on the ship, but I really had a hard time putting lights where they needed to go. So really for our lights, this is what we have for now. Not a lot, not super special or super epic, I'm afraid, but it will show us where we're at, and we'll give you guys something to look at when we're flying around. Both of those are very, very useful. Unfortunately, there's no real place to put here on the side any kind of lights or anything. Honestly, I could have put them next to here, now that I think about it, but that's okay. That is okay. We will cope with that later. Now, as you can see, we only have about 989 meters per second delta V. It'll take a lot more than that to get out to Minmus. It takes at least 800 to get to the moon. That's to get to the moon, not, to the moon. That's just flying past the moon. So we are going to need a refuel. I'm debating on which way to do a refuel. And we're going to go ahead and debate with Major Tom. Major Tom, if you could be so kind as to EVA. Well, you know what? I didn't change the camera. I'm a little bit nervous about EVAing with Major Tom because I didn't change the automated camera, and I may not be able to get him back inside. Well, you know what? Yes, I can. We can do this. See, using my genius smart stuff. That's what I'm using. Okay, there we go. All right, and I just want to lock us in so it doesn't rotate out. And then we are using up a little bit of power, so we're going to turn off our lights. We'll keep our cockpit lights on just in case, but we're going to have Major Tom K, EVA. Turn on your lights, Major Tom. There you go. Go ahead and let go there, buddy. RCS, if you would. Oh, no. Maybe I did turn his, Or no, it auto... Yeah, it doesn't auto-rotate, but it auto-corrects. So, unfortunately, now I can't turn them. But anyways, you notice we have the Kerbal attachment system there. And what I was thinking is that we... Watch it. Pardon me, Tom. Yeah, EVA right now is not going to work for us because I can't translate. And I know you guys said, oh! Okay, well, never mind. Apparently, thank you. I don't remember who it was, but somebody did mention in the comments that they believe that Q and E will rotate your Kerman. I had thought I had tried those, but apparently I didn't, because, yeah, those work perfectly. Thank you very much for the comment. I will have to mention later on in the video after I've taken a look, or in another video, who it was, because that's a very, very helpful comment. So, yeah, now I can do this without having to work with the camera. And so, oh, Tom, are you okay? Tom's a little scared. So yeah, now we can EVA like a boss. But yeah, so we have the Kerbal attachment system, and as you can see, we do have one of the reattach, deattach nodes there. So I'm debating on whether or not we want to bring a refuel up and do a complete refuel with a, just by disconnecting from this node and reconnecting to a new one. But as you can see, we're already kind of set up for a flight here without too much difficulty. Or if we want to just attach the Kerbal attachment system to the front to whatever we bring up and then suck the fuel out of it. So, one of those things we'll have to think about. But while we're thinking, we're gonna take a look at our drum here. Can we take a look at our drum? Hey, there we go. No damage. No damage. All right, that's great because we do. Or no, it's not a drum. It's a bell. Or I think. our engine housing anyway is what we wanted to look at. So we'll just do a quick fly past of the ship. Everything looks like it's working okay. Everything looks like it's working fine. Those are two wonderful things. We're going to have Major Tom get back inside the boat because, of course, it is very scary, very, very dangerous out here. Grab, please. Oop, pardon me, Major Tom. There you go. Grab and board. All right. Perfect, perfect. Now, we do have only a few solar panels. We only have a couple of solar panels, and they're facing the wrong way right now. We're going to rotate the ship so they're facing the correct way, and that should be fine. So that way we can have enough sunlight to keep ourselves powered. We don't have a big battery life on the ship, which is unfortunate. We're going to activate our scrubber. We're going to do the same thing over here because I'm pretty sure you guys are probably... That's no good. You guys are probably suffocating a little bit. Yeah, carbon dioxide. Let's go ahead and activate our scrubber. Ooh, that goes up fast, doesn't it? There you go. So those scrubbers should be using a little bit of electricity. We just have to be cautious with those to make sure that they don't run out of O2 and don't run out of power. But since we locked ourselves in, since we're not rotating anymore, whoop, I'm not sure what happened there. As soon as we come into, I just want to come into Kerbal's light just to make sure I am aimed in the right direction before we go, before we go somewhere else. And I'm like, that's odd. All right, here we go. Here we go. Blocked by Kerbal. Come on. Come on, just we'll watch the sunrise. Do 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 da. There it is. All right. My timing was a little off. Direct sunlight, 88. Direct sunlight. So yeah, we have a couple of solar panels, just the 3, and they're aimed straight up, just to be as a supplemental unit. Now, of course, when we get enough kethane to power our kethane generator, we do have a kethane power generator here, which is great because it generates a crap ton of power. And if we're going to be mining for kethane while we're doing it, we might as well, you know, do it right. So I'm going to go ahead and build something to get up here, whether it's going to have docking capability, but whether or not it's going to dock or we're going to Kerbal attachment system the fuel out of it, I do not know yet. But I am going to build a ship to get it up here. I'm going to go ahead and get it up here and get this thing refueled so that we can get it out to Minmus, because that is super duper duper very, very, very important. So I will see you guys probably back here after I've done all the rendezvous crap, because, you know, that's the most boring part. So I'll see you guys there. Alright everyone, here we are, and as you can see, we just happened to pass underneath, or behind, not, well, I don't know. Depends on which way you're looking at it from space, but basically pass into the dark side of Kerbin. Because of that, we do need to hurry slightly. Well, not really hurry, but I do want to get this done as soon as possible, so we're going to EVA Major Tom. Now, as you can see, nothing is docked. Our 2 ships are separated. And I'm going to try to use the Kerbal attachment system to get them together. Okay, this happens sometimes, unfortunately. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. There we go. Yeah, sometimes with it, since the camera doesn't have anything to orient on, if you happen to move the camera, or if the camera happens to move a little bit, something bad can happen. So because of that, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to go... Actually, wait. Is it not going to let me see inside? Alright. Oh, well. Can't see Major Tom, unfortunately, from here. I was hoping we could see him, but we don't. But what we do want to do from here is we want to extend our cable. And to do that, we want to show GUI, and then we just want to give ourselves some slack. Just a few feet. A few meters, I guess. Say 10. Okay, then we'll flip back to Tom, who is slowly getting closer to our goal. Alright, now I found that this is a little bit weird when you're not on your feet, so we have to do some weird stuff here. Yeah, so as you can see, it says connector unplug, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to reach for the middle here. And this is a learning experience for me, because I learned the hard way, that as you can see, you can't really, there we go, can't really win this. So that's how you have to do it out here. If you try to do it any other way, all sorts of horrendous things happen. So in the future, I do have to take one of these units, and instead of putting it on the end of the winch, have to put it on a connecting node. So we're going to go ahead and just connect. Nice little sound effects there. Okay, and we're going to go back up here, and I think we need a few more meters of cabling. So while we're here, we're going to very, very cautiously, very well, we can do it this way. It's not detrimental to do it this way. So while this is very stationary, before anything bad happens to it, we will grab it. Okay, we will try to remain in the same spot. We're just going to go ahead and give ourselves about, yeah, we only have about 3 meters. We want a lot more meters. We want, say, about 10 or 15 meters, I think is how far away the other ship is. And it is slowly drifting past us at about 0.1 meters per second. And so we want enough cable to where it doesn't start yanking on bits of us. So we'll say 20 meters with 18 left. So we'll go ahead and do that. We just want to turn ourselves around. So yeah, once again, thank you all very much for your comments. They're super helpful, especially with this whole EVA thing. Now we get the fun of me having to correctly pilot a Kerbin in EVA without the camera automatically turning me. That's really, really, really interesting, and it makes this very, very difficult. And of course a lot more fun. So we want to plug, and we want to plug it docked. Now the 2 ships are plugged together, and we're, ooh, yeah, stuff like that happens. Let's yeah, let's do that. We're just gonna keep bad things from happening is what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep Major Tom close to the ships. Now I just want to switch over, and here's where things get a little bit weird. We have to back way, way up because the ships are so far apart. That's okay. So we're going to grab, I think, that one or this one. Yeah, we got up here with a lot of fuel, which is really, 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 really nice. I was very surprised, but it's basically a full tank worth of fuel. And that is wonderful because now we can just fill up this big old tank here, which gives us enough fuel, most likely to get to Minmus, if not land. I'm hoping the landing thing will be very, very easy, but it'll get us to Minmus at least. At least. Done! Alright, so we are full up, absolutely full up. And of course, since we are full up, we have to go back to our little friend. Our little friend here, our Major Tom, who's waited patiently the last few minutes for us to transfer fuel. Not minutes, but you understand the point. We're just gonna just gonna go ahead and unplug. Now that should. We're gonna go ahead and just pull it away, and then no, we want to drop G key. Okay, there you go. And then we just want to winch retract. Now I should be more cautious about that, I think, because bad things can happen if we're not careful about it. Things can break, all sorts of weird things can go wrong. That's the wrong ship. There it is. Oh, 0.73 meters left. That's not what I wanted either. Yeah, see what weird things can occur? And things are drifting. Okay, things are drifting, and not in a good way. There you go. Okay, so the two ships are now drifting apart, which is great. The only thing that's not great is that we need this before we leave. If we don't take this with us, bad things are afoot. We'll go ahead and grab this really quick. If you could just be so kind. There you go. Alright, boss man. Now, these two ships are no longer a problem, no longer a point, no longer an issue. The only thing that is an issue at this point is getting our cabling and everything else back where it belongs. That's super duper important. So let us figure out if we can do that. How much fuel do we have? 84%. Okay. Okay, we're okay there. No damage. Gotta get closer. Yeah, we're all wobbly and sideways. Ugh. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I didn't want to go plug undocked. Alright, that was helpful. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I wanted to do it this way. Go ahead and back off there, Major. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have Major Tom back off just a little bit from the ship. And we're going to quick save. And I know that I said I won't quick load if things go wrong, but the Kerbal attachment system still has the ability to completely blow up a ship. It honestly does. Yeah, as you can see like that, like it's now concentrating on that point of the ship, and that's not good. So, Major, if you'd be so kind, if you can just go ahead and Major Tom K debris is what it's calling it. Unplug and grab. Thank you. If we can just go ahead and grab that. I think I just left yeah, I left that hanging out in space, but that's okay. That's okay. What we want is we just want this thing basically to a point where it's straightforward or close to straightforward of the ship itself. Just like that. Yeah. And I know I'm being like really retentive about this, but there is of course a reason. I've had bad experiences with this thing before. Hoop, hoop. Alright. Once again, fast forward slightly. Whoa, weird lights. Fast forward slightly just for safety. Drop and retract. Now it should retract basically straightforward. And now we have to find, in all this mess, a very teeny tiny piece of debris. Which we may have honestly lost. Because unless Tom's light hits it, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to find it. So we did lose our clamp. I'm not too concerned about it right... well, kind of am. But not really. Okay. Gotta think. How much fuel you got? 78? I have an idea. We go up here, we hit debris, and we say, yes, debris. Tom K debris, set as target. Aha! Aha! See, genius, right here. Okay, it's 15 meters below us, so we're gonna have to mosey down there real quick to go get it. We have to rendezvous with this thing, can you believe that? I know, right? Alright. Whoa, wrong way. There it goes, 2.4 meters. Hey, nice work, Tom. Grab that. Hey, there you go. Okay, now we gotta get you back to the ship before you run out of fuel, before bad things happen, before all sorts of horrendous things occur. So, let us do that thing that we're trying to do here. There you go. Now we should be able to connect this right to this without too much difficulty. I hope that it doesn't become some kind of weirdness with the Kerbal attachment system. It may, but I'm hoping it doesn't. Let's just plug docked, I think is what we want. So that it all becomes one ship. I think that was the difference, is I plugged it undocked last time, and we just need to plug it docked. Alright, so Major Tom is not really making it here. Not his fault. I'm having difficulty with the whole controlling of the Kerbin, but we're down to 60% fuel, and that's not enough. Let's go ahead and get back inside the ship really quick. We should just be able to grab, right? Oop, oop, oop. Grab. And board. Look at that. Ta-da! We did it. That was epic sauce. And awesome sauce. And saucy sauce. That's what that was. That's what that was. That was wicked hot. Okay. Now, we got a lot of stuff lying here on our laps. We have 2,435 delta V. That's a lot. Well, that's total. For stage delta V, we have 1,691, which should be enough to get us to Minmus without too many problems. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, I think, for you guys, because once again, we do want to get the ship to where it needs to go before bad things happen. But before we do that, I think what I want to do is I'm going to take this debris down. Does it have enough fuel? I don't even know if it has enough fuel. It might have enough fuel. I'll figure that out. I just need to get this out of the way. I think I'm going to do it by crashing it into Kerbin. It should have just enough fuel for a short burn. From there, I'm going to burn to Minmus, and then I think I'm going to see you guys in orbit around Minmus, just for safety purposes, just for the purposes of being quick, because this is going to take a long time. So I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Oh. Okay, we are around Minmus. We are waiting for a burn that should bring us within, if MechJeb is any indication, 68 meters of our target. That's a little optimistic if you ask me, personally, but I'm not going to be one to complain if we get anywhere near that number. Mostly because I'm very nervous about landing this thing. Very, 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 very nervous about landing this thing. Because of that, we're just going to go ahead and hope for the best. If we don't make it within 68 meters, the other ship, though not perfect, does have enough power, possibly, to maneuver. And as you can see, the icon for it, like the icon for locking on, is a little bit different. For whatever reason, I think that, well, you're now able to lock onto ground-based targets. I found that out, and I don't know if it's a MechJeb thing or what, but you are able to lock onto ground-based targets, which is super duper helpful. And then on top of that, you're able to what's the word I'm looking for? You're able to tell the difference between where they are and where you're going to land, which is how I got us to within 68 meters. I wonder if rendezvous even works. Closest approach distance is NAN. So apparently it won't give you your close. Ooh. Weird calculations going on. Let's go ahead and close that. I think that, wow, yeah, that was trying to calculate something weird. Now, yeah, do not open your rendezvous module when you're locked onto something on the ground. Just a quick note there. Okay, let's finish the rest of this burn now. Probably going to be a little bit off, but that's okay. We have enough fuel left over to do this fairly easily. Tons of fuel left over, honestly. I'm not sure I want to take this huge orange tank down with me, but what I would like to do, more than anything, is to get directly over the target so we come almost straight down, is what I'd really, really, really like to do, but I don't think that's going to happen as much as I would love it to. Unfortunately, our burn is a little off. So if we were to bring up MechJeb and we would say, what I was using before was the landing guidance. 86 meters from target is our current predicted landing zone. With that on, turn it off, and our current predicted landing zone is 204 meters away. 400 meters away. Yeah, that's not good. So as you can see, it's not perfect, but 400 meters is pretty damn good when you consider, well, everything involved. So I'm liking that. Like I said, what I really like to do is I like to do something like this, and like somehow just get our speed down to like nil. But as you can see, there's really no way to do that unless we bring it ourselves like all the way down here and then do our speed all the way down to nil. But that's basically landing. So we're going to go ahead and see how this works for us, I suppose. Our landing target, well, you know, honestly, difference from target is basically like a rendezvous at this point. So let's go ahead and see how our rendezvous works. Let's just do that. Let's bring ourselves in. Scary stuff, though, honestly. But you never know. You never know, never know, never know. I might be able to do some wicked landing stuff. I would like to head in the other direction. I know I got this big orange tank on my butt, but the only other engines I have are the 4 engines mounted on this. 1, I don't even know if they're stable. 2, I don't know how close they are to actually being in the center of mass for this ship, so we may flip over if I try to ignite them. I would rather land on the ass end of this than ignite these to keep us from smashing into the dirt than the other way around. Personally. But, plus we have so much fuel in this thing, why waste it, right? I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. I wonder if we were to hop a little bit, if that would help. I wonder if we would just... Probably not. I don't even know at this point. So let's go ahead and just bring it on in and see what happens. Oh, scary stuff happens. We may lose a lot of Kerbals on this particular run. I'm hoping that we don't. I really am. That's just one of my big things, is I'm hoping that we don't. I don't want target, though. I would like surface, orbit. No, surface. Yeah, surface is better. Well, our distance from target remains the same, so that's helpful. See, that makes me go up, not down, so that's unfortunate. Let's see if we were to adjust slightly, I think, maybe. Oop. How's our electrical panel doing? Yeah, I'm worried about electricity a little bit. Okay, now I'm just losing it, and that's not good. Don't want to be losing it. Let's go ahead and roll. Well, we do want to keep our electrical panel near the sun. Ugh, this is tough. We have to come in upside down. Would like to lock myself back in, though. Alright, well, worst comes to worst. We know what's going to happen. We crash horribly. But, you know, needs must as the devil drives. As they say. And I wonder if I'm just going the wrong way. I wonder if I were to burn this way a little bit, what would happen? Not better. Okay, 500 meters is where it's at. 500 meters is pretty good, but our cable won't reach 500 meters is my biggest concern. I know that for a fact, so. Altitude is 7 clicks. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let us do some crazy. When all else fails, perform a crazy. Minmus is one of those moons where you can do weird crap like this, honestly. One of the few moons where you can. Alright. So we're gonna do some weirdness. We're gonna do some weirdness. I'd like to continue to tilt this way, please. And all I really want to do is just... Nope. No, the other way. Luckily I have a torque emitter on here, which is super helpful, but not sure by how much. Alright, I gotta not pay attention to my gimbal, I gotta pay attention to my nose. Alright, here we go. That's kind of what I wanted. And that's not it. That's more like it. Well, this is super fun. Now this might not be as good an idea as I originally thought, just so everybody knows. But it is an idea, if nothing else. Alright, there's 800 meters. See if we can get that down a little bit. 3. Oh, okay, overshot. Overshot just a little bit. Oh, if this thing weren't so heavy. But then again, if it weren't so heavy, you know, but, you know. I may have to skip out until we actually come down onto the ground, because this landing, if I do it this way, is going to take us a very, very, very long time to get there. Okay, that's not where I want to go. That's not where I want to go. I want my nose and my butt facing 2 different directions. I'm kind of keeping an eye on our power and our oxygen. We used up a lot of oxygen getting down here, and that was a really scary thing to do, too. Yeah, it's 400. That's not what I want either. So much fuel to use. There you go. A little better. Yep, still on again. Alright, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, I could tell MechJeb land at target, but I'm pretty sure he'd flip us over and then smash us into the dirt, and I'm not in the mood for either of those things. Alright, well, worst comes to worst. We have ourselves an option to do a few crazy things. Let's just make sure we're still pointed where we're supposed to be pointed. Super fun, super scary. Neither of those things at the same time. Although I like how Major Tom and Breadboy are happy. I don't know how our crew in the middle is doing. I know they have oxygen. That much I know, but I don't know how they're doing happiness-wise, whether or not they're still happy or not. I hope you guys are. That, of course, is always my biggest concern, is that everybody is happy, 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 happy. Or at least not going to die anytime soon. Those are always my most important concerns. Let's see. Ooh, I like that. If I can get you within 20 meters? 20 meters is good. I like 20 meters. Look at that. Within 23 meters. Oh, wow. There's our shadow. Oh, super scary stuff. Super, 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 super scary stuff. Okay. You know what? If I can land this thing right on its tail, that'd be sweet. Alright. We're at 1,000 meters. Ah, crap. Come on, damn it. Work with me here. Alright, we don't have time for me to coax this thing any longer. Alright, well, the hopscotch is pretty darn close, so I'll give it that. Pretty darn close indeed, honestly. 800 meters. Damn it, we were at 23 meters. We were. I saw it. I know it. I was there. I was there. Okay, if we can get opposite that, that'd be pretty sweet. That would be, what, this way? Like a top? Even though we're only 600 meters off the surface. And... ugh. Come on, KB. You can do it, buddy. Alright. See, my problem is that I have to keep our nose pointed in one direction, and I'm losing track of where our butt is at the same time. So what I'm doing here is I'm screwing this up really, really, really bad, is basically what I'm saying. There we go. Okay, can we stop, or am I... yeah, you can't go faster than X, well, Y, and that, of course, means that I can't fix our spin at the same time I'm trying to fix our roll. Woo. I should just land this thing, honestly, right, guys? It's probably what you guys are saying. You're like, why don't you just land the damn thing, KB? Well, I'm trying my best. Not doing well, I know, but I'm trying my best. Alright, bring our nose back up. This torque meter is really in need of some love, because this ship's getting really heavy. So I'm thinking that we may have to bring her down as is, and then figure it out from there, because ground is more important than anything else right now, I think. And at 275 meters and being as heavy as we are, that is a good sign. It's a good sign. Alright, I'm going to try to bring this down on the bell. Now, that sounds really silly, but I'm going to try to bring it down on the bell as light as possible. From that, we may have to figure out a few odds and ends, of course. Oh, this is going to be a tough landing, because I'm pretty sure we're about to land in a dip. By a dip. Okay. 6 meters, 3 meters. Any kind of lateral movement, of course, will also cause us to tip over, and that's a dangerous thing. Yeah, we're about to land in a dip. All that flat space, and I have to find the only flippin' hole on Minmus. I swear. And, come on. As light as you can. Whoop, not that light. Alright. Alley-oop. Alright, now we want gear down. And I lost my rotation. This is not going to end well for anybody. Okay, we lost our clamp. Don't lose anything else, little buddy. Don't roll on your top. That would upset me. Don't roll on your top. Come on. Really, all this way, and that's what happens? Well, we lost our docking clamp. But nothing else of any import. All of our crew is still alive and intact. That is a good sign. We are all alive and intact, and that is a good sign too. So let's see if we can get this thing to roll up a little bit and gear out. Yeah, just like that. Gear out. Gear out. Are we good? Well, we're landed. We are landed, and we're 882.7 meters from the hopscotch, which is not good. We have some fuel in these little itty-bitty tanks. I don't know what they're going to do for us or how they're going to work for us. But what I'm going to do here very quickly is I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause, and then we're going to do a little bit of a test. A tiny, tiny test burn. And what this test burn is going to tell us is how these are centered on the ship, because if they're centered well enough, we will attempt to fly over to the hopscotch. If not, it's coming to us one way or another. So let's go ahead and just very gently. Okay, we're a little bit front heavy, it looks like. So if we turn on our torque emitter, does that even a little bit? I don't think it does. No, it does not. We can turn very gently, and we can float very gently, but we can't really do much else. Now, I could probably fly this over here fly this over there with a lot of little itty bitty bumps and jumps, but that's going to take a while, and our landing took a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save again. I'm going to cut here. I'm going to attempt to very, very, very slowly fly the ship towards the hopscotch, get it as close as we can safely. Once that's done, we will come back. I promise no one's going to die. And I'm really happy that Breadboy and Major Tom are happy. But this can't be deployed until we have it landed, because once these outer tanks are deployed here, they can't be brought back in. That's why I really want to get closer to the hopscotch for this. And this only has a cable length of 50 meters, so that's our maximum distance. So I will see you guys in a few seconds when I get this thing closer to the hopscotch, or when it comes close to us, depending. So I'll see you there. Alright guys, we're not exactly close yet, but I wanted to give you a little heads up on how this is heading, or how this is working, and although we are a little bit front heavy, that it actually does help us a little bit when it comes to maneuvering the ship, as you can see. Little itty bitty bursts here and there are all that's needed to keep us up. Once I shut off the engine, I'm no longer forced to, like, the thrust is no longer pushing our nose forward, so I'm able to straighten us out a little bit. And as long as I keep us relatively headed in this direction, and very closely monitor our movements, we're doing okay. We're doing pretty good. Again, it is going to take us a little while to get over there, but I was actually really excited about how well this was working, so I just want to give you guys a little heads up in between landings. So we're only about 500 meters away, which is really good. And I can honestly slow this thing down just a little bit, which is really helpful. So that when we hit the ground, we don't break any of our thrusters or landers or any of our landing legs or anything like that, and that's super duper helpful as well. So I will see you guys absolutely when we get closer to the hopscotch. So I will see you there. Alright everybody, check it out. Look how close we are. Isn't this wonderful? Finally made it this close. Probably not a safe distance for any large rocket launches, but for the moment that's not what we're going for. What we are going for, however, is a few very special things. So let's go ahead and drop this down really quick. And we want to deploy storage tanks. That's our first thing we want to do, so we'll go ahead and open this up. Now, as I was stating before, once the storage tanks are deployed, this ship basically becomes a lump. It cannot be moved because the storage tanks cannot be restored to their previous unopened condition. These two storage tanks are for fuel. One's liquid, one's oxidizer, and one is, of course, is liquid fuel. We'll go ahead and open that up really quick. Alright, now some of these tanks may intersect. I'm less concerned about that than you might think, if only because I know they'll intersect, but I don't care. So we're going to open up everything. We're going to open up all the storage tanks. We're going to open up all the things. So yeah, these ones will intersect these legs a little bit. Not a big deal, honestly, at least not from this point of view. Since the thing will be stationary, it shouldn't cause too much problems. We've got a little bit of pushing here and there. Not too terrible a thing. We also have our drill here, and our drill is set up to extract both kethane and ore. And I guess what I need to do is figure out whether or not we will be extracting said ore. And I love this drill. This drill is awesome. Check it out. Look at that. Isn't that great? That is absolutely wonderful. We're going to be running out of fuel really quick. So we got kethane. Looks like we're lacking in the ore department, though. That's not a good gig. That is okay, though, I think. Not entirely sure. Looks like our electrical charge is just enough to keep that thing running. That's good to know. I do remember, I think we landed mid-range, or we landed off from, or somehow missed our deposit by a few hundred meters, is what I think I remember. Yeah, we were off by like a quarter of a grid. Whichever way is up on this, we missed it by a little bit of a grid, which means we need to get ourselves a ship that can bring us kethane, or not kethane, but bring us ore. To do that, we're gonna have to make some adjustments, I think. An ore container, ore ship, or buggy, perhaps. But I think that will have to wait until the next video, I think is how that's going to work, because for now, we just need to get ourselves some kethane. From the kethane, we need to get ourselves some oxygen. Very important to have oxygen. We will worry about the ore mining. Unfortunately, I put all this together to have this be an ore miner, like a self-sustaining ore miner, which would be great had we landed on the ore deposit. Since we didn't, we were going to have to find a way to fix that problem. Now, while we're mining, though, Major Tom, you have been such a helpful body today. You really have. You've been such a helpful person. So we're going to let you continue to be a helpful person, sir. And you are going to be a helpful person by not flying into space, sir. That's step one. Step two, of course, is you are going to attach our two ships together, which is the whole point of this little Kerbal attachment system, the KAS here in the front, is so that our two ships can be connected together without the problem. Look at all that kethane dust just everywhere. Yeah, we're going to unplug, and I should be able to just grab it, right? Grab key, yeah, grab. Boom, done. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Can we walk it okay? We can't run in this environment, I don't think, but that's okay. We don't really need to run. Now, we do have to be careful with this little plug, because if we're not and something takes off from here, there is a chance it will ignite, and we do not want ignition, or we do not want it blowing up our little ship. So we want to say attach key with H. And can I not attach it here? Let's see, attach. And where can I attach? Can I not attach? Oh, this would be very upsetting if I can't attach, sir. Alright, we'll find a place to attach it. I know we will. I believe I had this set up once before. I think. I don't remember if I had one set up before. I'd be very upset if they can't attach. I'd be like, what's the point? Attach. Not attach. Alright, so there's got to be a place to attach this. I just got to find it. It's probably this rig underneath right there. That's the base. The base is considered a solid object. We might be able to attach it there, but that of course makes it a number one for explosions if anything ever takes off from here. Attach. Anywhere. Anywhere is better than nowhere. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so it looks like the mod needs a little bit of love. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to attach this. Get everything worked out. I was hoping it would attach down here, but apparently it's not being very cooperative, even though Major Tom is being very polite. I mean, look how polite he's being. He's like, please attach. I'd be so very happy if you'd attach. And I would be very happy if it would attach too, but apparently it is not wanting to do that thing that we wanted to do. Let's go ahead and drop that, and then grab it again, and then attach. Nope, not gonna happen. Alright, well, once again, as I said, we are going to have to figure this out. Well, this is a solid object, so we know that at least that works, right? Can we attach it here? Nope. Alright. Well, in that case, yes, I'm absolutely going to. I'm really curious. I was hoping to get it to work properly first off, but if not, we have options, and we have an infinite amount of, well, not infinite, but we have a nearly infinite amount of fuel and oxygen for our Kerbals. So we're just going to go ahead and put this back up where it belongs, right up here. Just going to attach it right there. Plug docked. Boink. Done. Alright. And then we're just going to go ahead and get inside here really quick. And I'd bring everybody out, but they're all going to be very busy doing important worky stuff. So they're going to stay inside. Everyone's going to stay inside for now. We're going to keep the lights on and everything. And our keythane is going up a little bit. We'll kill the drill really quick. Let's go ahead and retract the drill. It doesn't do a lot with the extraction of the keythane. It's kind of slow, unfortunately, but you know what? That's okay. Awesome drill, though. Even though it's a little unwieldy, it is an awesome drill. And then we should be able to convert oxygen accordingly, right? And yes, we are converting into oxygen. Wonderful, wonderful. We are also apparently converting into carbon dioxide, which is not wonderful, wonderful. Let's just make sure these guys are okay. There we go. All right, so with that running, with everything going, with everything doing what it's supposed to be doing, and us in need of a way to attach these two parts, as well as to acquire the... Feels like we're sliding. Yes, I think we're sliding a little bit. Anyway, for us to attach these two ships together correctly, as I very much would like to, I'm going to go ahead and have to figure that out off camera. But for now, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4KB Short, on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures, and I will see you next video.